Let's kick off with our journey of leading with our true selves by listening to our first plenary speaker.
Indeed, ma'am. So, our first speaker is a Bedan student leader who joined the J7 SEB for 5 consecutive years, being the grade 6 board member, grade 7 and 8 level representative, external vice president, and the president of the SEB. She was a deputy commissioner for Commission of Events last year. She was also a previous speaker for grade 6 moving up students, speaker at New Teens and Towns, and speaker at the 2018 Muntiparlas Consortium for Students. She also spoke for grade 8 students who wish to take the FESI track. Let us all welcome our first speaker for today, Alessandra Isabel Dela Vega, or as we all know, Ate Alex Dela Vega. Woo! Let us all give her a virtual round of applause.
Hi. May I have the permission to share my screen? Thank you. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Our topic for today is maximizing your time and potential. Are you maximizing your time and potential to make your greatest possible impact? But before I start, let me just introduce myself again. I'm Alessandra Isabel P. De La Vega, but some of you know me as your Ate Alex. I've been studying for San Beda for 15 years already, and this school year is my last school year with San Beda. San Beda really made a great impact with my life, or in my life, because this school molded me to the person I am today. The whole journey with San Beda was really a roller coaster ride, but I'm telling you all that it was all worth it. Another information, just like what they mentioned a while ago, I was part of the student council and I was also the president of the student executive board academic year 2018 to 2019. But before we start, I would just like to discuss my personal understanding in what is a leader while being part of the student council for 5 consecutive years. So first, a leader says we while the boss says I. The leader knows how to include his or her own team, and he or she does not neglect the team no matter what happens. Next, a true leader knows how to lead his or her own team. He or she does not allow his or her own self to just give orders that are needed to be followed by his team, meaning he is always beside his team, and that the true leader will also do the task that his or her team is doing. Next, another one is that a true leader knows how to connect with his or her own team. This means that he or she can relate and does not look at his own self as different, privileged, or even authorized. This person also undergoes everything that his or her own team is experiencing. And for you to be able to relate to your own team, you must know how to listen. According to the book of Saint Benedict, to the rule of Saint Benedict, you should know how to listen not only with your ears, but also with the ears of your heart. As a leader, you should always listen to the suggestions of your team to be able to arrive to that beautiful idea that can be improved more and more as you open your minds, and you should listen more to what they like to suggest. The next thing, a leader should also not be afraid to admit his or her own mistake. A leader should take full responsibility for something that he really did and not put the blame on somebody else. Having the guts to admit it is already powerful enough, and it is already enough to call yourself as a leader. A true leader knows how to accept criticisms. This means that you take criticisms in a positive way. You look at a criticism as a challenge, or this criticism should not be taken personally, because this should be looked as a challenge that will improve your work and your personality as a leader. Next, a leader should also go up or go down with his or her team. Not all projects are successful. Being part of the student council hindi naman lahat ng projects namin successful. May mga projects na medyo flop or may mga projects na sobrang naging tagumpay talaga lahat. Pero you should always keep in mind na ikaw yung leader. So, whether you go down with your team or whether you go up with your team, dapat lagi ka lang nasa tabi nila. You should not be in front of them. You should always be beside them. Next, a true leader thinks of his or her own team. And of course, the last meaning of a leader is they should know how to be humble and both of their feet are on the ground. Always remember that no matter how successful you are, you should always go back to where you came from and use your success as your inspiration to do better more and more each day. Now, since we're already done discussing what is a true leader, we can now go on to how can we properly maximize our time. In maximizing our time, you should know what your priorities are. All of your priorities should be clear and it should be not be blurred in your own vision to be able to manage your time very well. Even though there are a lot of tasks in front of us, we should always remember that we can truly accomplish anything that we're doing. Yes, kaya natin tapusin lahat ng mga tasks na nasa harapan natin as long as we keep in mind that we have the power and we can manage our time really well. As you all can see, this is a jar, and the jar represents your life. Some of you may know this story already, but it's totally worth it to share with all of you guys kasi ipapakita niya dito kung paano ba dapat natin i-prioritize yung mga bagay na nasa paligid natin. So again, the jar represents your life. The next picture that we will see are ping pong balls. This represents all the things that are important to you, such as God, your family, your education, your health, your friends, your passion, and a lot more. Next, these are the beads. This represents the little things that you enjoy, such as you're playing with your dog, your bed, your house, your talents, and etc. And of course, the sand. This represents all the little things in your life, such as your video games, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, yung mga bagay na na-enjoy natin pero hindi naman talaga ganun ka-importante katulad ng mga ping pong balls, katulad ng mga beads natin, and a lot more. Lastly is, of course, drinks. This can be any type of drink that you enjoy, and this symbolizes relaxation and rest. As you can see, if we put everything inside the jar, kailangan unahin muna natin yung ping pong balls. Unahin muna natin yung pinaka-important things na dapat natin i-prioritize. Just like a while ago, I mentioned that we should prioritize our family, si God, yung education natin, yung health natin, yun muna yung unahin natin. Sa jar na yan, magmumukha na siyang full. It will completely look full, but you can also add your beads inside it. Dito na pumapasok yung mga less important things natin pero nagpapasaya sa atin, such as your dog, your bed, and such as other important stuff. Then habang nandun na yun sa loob, we can already add our sand. Ito na yung mga bagay na hindi naman sobrang importante pero nakakapagpasaya sa atin. It makes us relax. And lastly, of course, any type of drink. I don't drink alcoholic drinks, and I assure that, but I love my milk tea. I love my iced coffee. I love my sodas. I love any kind of liquid. As long as hindi yan alcohol, I love it. And yun yung nagpapasaya sa akin, it keeps me relaxed. So the moral of this is that kailangan i-lay down mo muna lahat ng bagay na importante sa'yo at kailangan nang matapos. Kahit na it will look like, ang dami namang gagawin, never naman ito matatapos, but I assure you, i-lay down mo lang yan lahat and give time to everything, matatapos yan for sure. And yung drink na sinasabi ko na to relax, you should not take advantage of your health and you should always remember to just also relax. To be honest, I'm not the kind of person na nag-i-insert ng breaks between works because I'm the kind of person na I just want to finish everything before I relax, and I focus really on my task to the point that I neglect my health, and I'm completely honest with that. Some people may say na, ang galing naman mag-manage ni Ate Alex ng time niya. She has time with her friends, she has time with her academics, she also has time leading. But to be honest, this was really a rough time. It was really a rough time for me to balance everything. And that's what I learned nung naging part ako ng student council, that you should always learn how to manage your time, and dapat hindi mo pinapabayaan yung sarili mo. You're also helping other people, but at the same time, you're also helping yourself. Always remember that you won't be able to help other people if hindi mo muna tutulungan yung sarili mo. So dapat, before you serve other people, you're complete yourself, and as long as you're complete, you can serve other people as well. So this is my dog. He's my son. I consider him as my son. And just like a while ago, sinasabi ko sa inyo, for me to relax, may iced coffee ako dito, may milk tea ako dito, and that's enough to make me happy. But this pandemic was different because I already had my dog beside me. Pag nakikita ko siya, he's always asleep, he's just lying down, and parang, wow, sana all na lang, aso na lang ako, para hindi ko na kailangan mag-study, hindi ko na kailangan mag-aral. Pero doon mo lang makikita na, ay hindi. I have to study, and I can also be a leader, pero I can also rest. Sa online class ko natutunan na hindi pwedeng i-abuse mo yung body mo to do tasks, to finish tasks ahead of time. This online also class taught me na kailangan may own pace ka in doing your task. And you should also insert breaks between it because it's really important. And mas may matatapos ka pa nag-insert ka ng break. Before, my mindset was, hindi ako magbe-break para matapos na agad. That was really wrong because nung nag-insert ako ng break, dun ko napansin na, wow, ang dami kong natatapos. And if you have the opportunity to go video call with your friends, do it. Naging mas productive ako, lalo na nung kasama ko na yung mga friends ko. So, sobrang daming nangyayari sa technology. You can just call your friend in one click, and kahit hindi mo siya kasama physically, you can see them virtually. And that's enough to have that moral support that you need. Okay, so lahat ng discuss ko kanina, of course, ito na yung to summarize it all, manage your time properly. You should know your priorities. Dapat alam mo kung ano yung uunahin mo. Dapat alam mo rin kung ano yung dapat hulihin mo. So, nung naging counsel ako, hindi siya naging madali for me because I really had to sacrifice a lot of stuff, like my dancing. So, nagda-dance ako ng ballet, but I had to stop it for 5 years because I have to give way. I had to choose whether to be part of the student council or continue dancing, but I choose being part of the student council because it really brings joy to me. But dancing also brings joy to me because that's where I unwind. But in being a leader, for me, hindi siya work. For me, it's my passion. And nai-enjoy ko siya pag nakikita ko na nakakatulong ako sa iba. And that was also one of my advocacy before when I was in the council back days. But now, I had to stop because I have to prioritize my health, my academics more, and that was the best 5 years of my life with San Beda, nung naging part ako ng student council. Even though naging rough yung road papunta sa finish line, I was able to finish it because little by little, I learned how to manage my time properly. Pag sobrang dami ng task in front of you, don't be afraid to say no. But if kaya pa, don't be also afraid to say yes. We always have the choice, and please always remember that. So, how do we maximize our potential? We should learn how to explore. We should learn how to do things next. We should learn how to do things that are new to us. Minsan, nakakatakot talaga mag-try ng ibang bagay, lalo na pag hindi natin siya nakasanayan. But It's okay to try out new things as long as we know that we're not hurting anybody. It's good for us. Hindi siya nakakasama sa atin as a person. And you already, you can express yourself to other people while trying this new thing. Next, learn how to risk. Pag marunong ka na mag-risk as a leader, this where you can see na magaling pala ako dito sa bagay na to. Kasi I entered SEB na hindi ako marunong mag-edit. Hindi ako marunong gumawa ng mga pubmat, ng mga poster, ng mga tarpaulin, hindi ako marunong mag-design nun. But when I entered SEB, I tried it. Nag-risk ako na even though I know na mag-judge ako ng ibang tao, bala na. As long as I know in myself that I'm enjoying it. In risking something, you know that you'll hear things from other people. But always remember that this thing should be taken in a positive way. Meaning, use this as an inspiration to finish the task. And at the end of the day, sasabihin mo sa tao na yun, kaya ko naman. Nagawa ko. I didn't have to listen. Sasabihin niya kasi I know in myself that I can do it. Okay, next, go out of your own little box. Lahat tayong may comfort zone. But if you want to be a true leader, and not only in being a leader, sa totoong mundo outside of the school, we have to go outside of our comfort zones. And dito papasok we have to try new things. Kailangan natin mag-risk. Because nandito tayo sa safe zone natin. But we have to go out of it to see na ang laki pa pala ng mundo. Yung four corners natin, ang liit-liit pa pala nun. There are a lot of things that you can still learn. There are a lot of things that you can still enjoy without hurting anybody. So as long as you know in yourself na wala kang naapakang tao, that you're clean, that you're doing the right thing, then you're good to go. Attend trainings or seminars, yung mga leadership seminars, leadership trainings, or kahit anumang trainings, promise umattend kayo because it's totally worth it. I've been attending a lot of seminars and trainings back then, yung mga leadership trainings, and yung mga natutunan ko doon, I've been using it while leading the junior high school community, and naging effective siya. So keep attending these trainings and seminars because you will really learn from it. And just like what I said a while ago, don't listen with your ear only. You listen with the ear of your heart, just like what Saint Benedict said. Because pag nakikinig ka with your ear and with your heart, for sure pumapasok lahat yan sa utak mo. And if you listen with your heart, this means that you really love what you're doing and you're really doing something that you will enjoy for or in the long run. Next, grab opportunities. Don't be afraid to grab an opportunity that's in front of you already. Because sometimes, pag nag-no ka dun sa opportunity na yun, lalo na if you have a free schedule, then you said no to that opportunity, there's a possibility that one time, big time lang pala, and hindi na yun ma-offer sa'yo. So you should always get that opportunity para ma-answer na yung what-ifs mo. Turn your what-ifs to reality. That's what I learned. Not only in being part of the student council, but in life as well. Huwag na laging what-ifs. Gawin mo na agad. Para at the end of the day, you won't regret that you didn't try something that you really like to do, but you were just shy. So please, don't be shy. Sa totoo lang, I believe that you don't have to be smart. You don't have to be born as a leader. You can develop the skills of being a leader. Hindi kailangan ng line of 8, line of 9 grades to be a leader. As long as you know in yourself na marunong ka mag-lead and you have the passion to lead and you attend these things that can help you to improve more as a leader, you can be a leader and you can also inspire others. Kasi may mga nag-iisip na, hindi naman ako pwedeng maging leader, hindi naman ako pwedeng maging matalino. Always remember na mas daig ng madiskarteng tao ang isang taong matalino. As long as you have yung word na diskarte, you will be able to win the race. Next is speak out and let your voice be heard. Don't be afraid na magsalita. There are times that you'll be asked kung ano yung opinion mo about something. But even though you're just grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, grade 7, and you have your seniors, age doesn't matter. Walang age ang pagiging leader. Or in English, leader doesn't have an age. You can be a leader no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are. So just learn how to speak out and of course let your voice be heard. Be the voice of your batch. Be the voice of the students. If you see something na alam mo na mali and you'll see that the students will benefit it, pag nagsalita ka, do it. Don't think twice anymore. Just do it. Because pag nagawa mo yun, I salute you. Leader ka na talaga. As long as you know na yung pagsasabihan mo ng tao is you say it in a respectful way, you still respect that person, and don't say it in a way na mababastos mo na yung person na yun. Just say it in a very respectful way, but at the same time, you're voicing out what you want to say. Kahit kanino pa yan. Just say it in a respectful way and promise they will listen to you. Isa pa to is stand for what you believe in. Just like what I said a while ago, if you think na may something wrong or you think na may mas igaganda pa yung something na nangyayari sa school, then stand for it. Speak out. Don't be afraid to speak out and stand for what you believe in. Yung potential of being a leader, andyan na yan eh. But you can also develop that when you stand for what you believe in. So, while making this PowerPoint, I was watching a movie. And it says here that life will knock you down, but we all have a choice whether to get back up or stay down. Well, it's true. Nung naging part ako ng council, ang daming nagsasabi ng things about me na alam ko na parang ibabagsak niya ako or yung I know na masasaktan ako sa mga sinasabi nila, but I learned how to shut my ear, and kung bubuksan ko man yung ears ko, I will listen to all of those and take that as a challenge. Meaning that, ganun pala tingin niya sa akin, okay, I will improve myself little by little and show that person that I am able. I can do things on my own. I will show you that I can finish this. And I will just prove to you that I can do it. But you should also keep in mind that you're doing this to improve yourself, not to impress that person. You don't have to impress that person. You're just taking that as a challenge because you also know that you need to improve that certain attitude. So, gagamitin mo yun to improve yourself, not really to impress that person. Impress yourself. Don't impress other people. Just remember to impress yourself. And you can do things as long as you manage your time properly and you try out new things, and at the end of the day, makikita mo, successful ka na because you know how to manage your time, and at the same time, you also know how to play with your potentials. So, thank you very much for listening. That's it.
Thank you so much, Ate Alex, for your wonderful talk. I personally have picked up a lot of insights, and I'm sure the audience have too. Now it's time to move on to our open forum. Shall you have any questions about time management? You may type your questions in the chat box and direct them to me, Mary Luz Vargas, or to Maverick Crisostomo. Again, send your questions for Ate Alex in the chat box and direct it to me, Mary Luz Vargas, or to Maverick Crisostomo. Thank you. So, ayan guys, tanong na kayo for the open forum. Maybe let's wait for a while for our audience to ask. Ayan, we already have a question for Ate Alex. Ate Alex, what is your advice for students who have a hard time limiting their distractions?
For me, mga distractions, discipline lang din talaga. You should learn how to discipline yourself so that matapos mo yung mga tasks mo. Because gawin mo siyang motivation. Tapusin mo muna lahat ng kailangan mong gawin. Then after finishing all the things that you have to do, that's the time you can go to the thing that's distracting you. Meaning, magiging motivation mo na siya. If you make it as your motivation, you'll be able to do things quickly and you'll be able to go back to that distraction. Sometimes naman yung distraction na yan, it's our way of relaxing. So, we should not avoid it. But we should just set it aside for now because we have to finish a lot of stuff. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, Mav, do you have any questions on your end?
No, I don't have any questions on my end.
Okay, so I have a lot of questions here on my end. So another question. Ate Alex, you said we should have breaks when we are working on something. How long should our breaks be?
Personally, my breaks, minsan 20 minutes, but 20 minutes is enough. Power nap, okay na yun. Pero pag alam ko naman na hindi sobrang hirap ng task na nasa akin, I give myself an hour. And 20 minutes to an hour, that's already enough to relax. Pero more than an hour, hindi na yan pwede because you won't be able to finish your task if you do it more than an hour.
All right. Okay, so next question, Mav, do you have?
No.
Sige. Another question. How do we manage academics and our leadership if we wanted to ace both?
Okay. So, in being part of the student council, there are a lot of times na mapupull out ka sa class or you'll get excused. So, while you're in class, dapat makinig ka sa mga teachers mo and you should take down everything that they're talking about. And at the same time, you have your friends naman there. Every time you're getting pulled out from the class, ask them to write notes for you or yung mga notes nila, just take a picture of it. Then, discipline lang din. Meaning na if you miss something, don't forget to go back. Kailangan mong balikan yung lesson na yon. And at the same time, be inside the student council office. Pwede naman na nasa office ka. Yung mga friends mo nandiyan naman eh. They have their notes eh. So after being inside the office for a very long time, you have to go back to your responsibility, your first responsibility, which is your academics. So yan, write down notes every time you're inside the classroom. Then you have your friends naman there to support you. And lastly, go back to your first responsibility, of course, which is your academics. Yun lang.
All right. So, another question. As a student leader for 5 years, how did you stay motivated to continue leading, even though it was tough?
Just like what I said kanina, may mga times na people will say bad things about me, pero meron pa rin yung magaganda. I was motivated because every time that I get to lead in front of my batch, there are people who will message me na, you're really a great leader, I admire you as a person, I admire you as a leader, and that's enough to keep me going. And there was one time where I led my batch and they were all cheering for my name. And I saw that they appreciate my work. They appreciate me as their leader and as a person. So that kept me going. As long as they see that you're doing the right thing, you're leading them properly, people will start to appreciate you. Kahit na may mga masama silang masasabi, don't listen to it because you don't have to please everybody. Kahit na isa lang yan, isang tao lang yung nag-a-admire sa'yo, that's enough. And treat that person as your inspiration to continue going on. So, yun na.
Okay, so take note that we'll be only answering limited questions due to the limited time that we have. So another question, it's possible that this could be the last one. If I have several tasks or projects of equal importance and urgency, what is your advice on how I manage that?
Sorry, naglag.
Sorry po. If I have several tasks or projects of equal importance and urgency, what is your advice on how I manage that?
Task meaning school tasks, academic tasks?
Tasks of equal importance po, like and urgency.
For me kasi, kahit I like to write everything down, meron akong, I'll show you it lang. Meron akong ganito. I have this planner. Then, itong planner na to, I write everything down here. So, even though same siya ng urgency or same siya ng pasahan, I make sure na I set it in this. Example, ito lang yung matatapos ko for Monday. So, I write everything down. Everything that's written there, I should finish it. Kahit anong mangyari, matatapos ko to. By limiting your distractions. Doon na papasok yung kanina na you should be disciplined and don't think about your distractions muna. Just focus on the task that you've written. Learn how to manage your time. Yun yung sinabi ko kanina. Manage your time really well. Kung pare-parehas yan ng submission, write everything down. And if malayo pa naman siya, do it ahead of time. Don't cram. Honestly, nagka-cram ako dati, pero no online class, this really taught me na I should not cram. Para hindi ako matambakan pa ng schoolworks. So write everything down, list everything down, then finish all the things that you written for Monday, finish all the things that you written for Tuesday. Kunyari, meron kang task dito na sa Tuesday and tapos ka na sa Monday. You can already put the task na sa Tuesday to Monday. So just write everything down and you will be able to finish all of the things you need on time. So yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ate Alex Dela Vega, for giving us that very, very inspirational talk. We truly are grateful for taking time out of your schedule to be here with us today. To express our gratitude, here is a token of appreciation. Ayan. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Miss Alessandra Isabel de la Vega for sharing her valuable expertise and knowledge during the Leadership Summit Kinaiya, Can You Lead with Your True Self, organized by the Student Executive Board and the Junior Student Executive Board of the academic year 2020 to 2021, in partnership with San Beda College Alabang Integrated Basic Education Department, given on the 29th day of May 2021, signed by Isidora Emmanuel De Hoya, our current SEB President, Ms. Donna C. Tuebeo, our current Vice Principal of Student Activities, and Ms. Vilma B. Clerigo, our dearest Principal. Once again, thank you so much, Ate Alex, for that very, very inspirational talk.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's really an honor. Bye.